Today, I'm going to share some great gift ideas for the outdoor landscape photographer in your life. Today, I'm super excited to share with you some gift ideas for the landscape outdoor photographer in your life. And this is going to be stuff that I have accumulated over the last few years and that has become important parts of my workflow, and I feel like the outdoor landscape photographer in your life is going to find super useful and help them up their photography game. So before we jump into the items, just a couple of things I want to, have to go over. All of this stuff was stuff I bought with, my own money. It wasn't sent to us. There's no one paid to be on this video. Some of the links in the descriptions are going to be affiliate links, and we appreciate you clicking those. But all of my recommendations come from my own personal use of using them in the field, stuff I actually use and actually like. So I've kind of divided things into 3 sections. I have a stocking stuffer section, which is going to kind of be smaller items that, maybe not going to be maybe a main gift, but they might be like super useful things that an outdoor landscape photographer is going to really use. Then I kind of have bigger hitters, kind of the enthusiast level, so to say, a couple of items there. And then I have a pro level, so like some gifts that you could give someone that, will blow their mind, it's really cool stuff. We're gonna start out with the stocking stuffer section. All right, to start out the stocking stuffers is the Peak Design field pouch. This field pouch is just something that I got kind of on a whim. I was getting something else from Peak Design and they recommended it in the checkout. And I'm like, oh, that does look kind of handy. And it was on sale and I got it. And this has become so indispensable in my kit. It's a great place to keep all of my little stuff in my camera bag. The batteries, memory cards, filters, there's cleaning cloths, all those little things that can get scattered around and hard to find. It's all in one place, but it's not just in one place. It has this strap so you can grab it and wear it. So while you're working, all that stuff is just right there at your hip. It's such a clever idea. It has just become indispensable. It also has where you can put it on a belt, and it even fits on some backpacks belt. It doesn't fit on the one that I use, but it's just such a cleverly well-designed pouch. And then I actually have stuck a hex wrench there in this little logo here, so I always have one easily at hand. That's a little pro tip right there. I actually have all of the other stocking stuffers that I'm going to talk about in this bag. So we're going to start out. Okay, so the first one is this camera strap, this climbing rope camera strap by a company called Twaney. I actually don't know quite how to say their name, but I'll pop it up on the screen and also link in the description. And I've modified it with, guess what? Another Peak Design thing. There's gonna be several Peak Design things in this video, just so you know. I'm a big Peak Design fan. It's a conversion kit. So you put these little clips on the end that are compatible with Peak Design's strap nubs. I don't know what they call them. Maybe they have a name. If they have an official name, I'll put it on the screen. But basically, these nubs you can put on your camera, you can put on lots of different things. They kind of loop through like that. So I have one on here so that on this strap, I can have it be a 1 connection point, so it will connect to the camera in 1 spot, or 2. So you could have 2 connection points. So yeah, and I just like a strap like this. You need the big adjustable straps too, but having a strap that's like super simple, it fits down super compact, it's really durable. So it's just kind of nice, and it's super cool that it's climbing rope. This is actual Mammut climbing rope. It's like super durable. Anyway, so camera strap by Tweenie, however you say it. Okay, next thing in our bag. This is the Biolite Headlamp 750. And chances are, whoever you're shopping for has a headlamp. But this one is probably better. I don't know. It has its downsides. It's kind of big. It's heavy for a headlamp, but its superpower is this back thing, which is a big battery. This thing is super bright and lasts a super long time. So this is actually the main headlamp part. And so it will last 150 hours on low. So, you know, several work weeks on low, 7 hours on high, which is super bright. 750 lumens is like, you know, super, super bright. And then it has a 8-hour reserve mode. So basically the reserve mode's super cool. It's actually one of the reasons why this headlamp winds up in my bag. So it goes all the way down to where it says it's out of power. It will switch into reserve mode and it will give you a little bit of light for 8 hours. So you'll have that little bit of light that will keep you, if you're in an emergency situation or you just need something, even if it's dead, it has 8 hours of a little bit. So, you know, it's still a useful tool, even if technically the battery is almost drained. And it's rechargeable via, you plug it in here. I wish this was USB-C. It's the old USB, micro USB, I think. You can check your battery status. Oh, and it has this blinking thing. So if you're riding a bike, it's, honestly, this thing has so many features on it. I could make an entire video, maybe I should, on this Biolite headlamp, but definitely a great gift. All right, what's next? The Small Rig folding tool set. This thing is, it has all of the little tools, the fiddly little tools that a photographer could possibly want. So it has all these different hex wrench sizes. So like if you need to change the plate, the tripod plate, you can do that. If you need to make adjustments on the tripod, it has a bunch of different sizes because there's not a consistent size with hex wrenches and photography equipment. There's a general size for a lot of stuff, but then you need all these other little sizes for stuff. And then it has a normal Phillips head screwdriver here. It has another, I don't even know what this one is. I've never used it. And then it's got the flathead, which is like the same size as like a coin. So you know those tripod plates where you would use a coin to screw on? This will actually do the job and it'll do it better. So yeah, this thing from Small Rig is one of the handiest little things that I keep in my bag, use it all the time. We used it when we set up this video. It's a daily use thing, so a great gift idea. Okay, next on our stocking stuffers list is the Nomadic Peter McKinnon battery case. This is a useful place to keep your camera, extra camera batteries. It has a magnetic flap here. So you can see I have 2 Nikon batteries in here and 2 GoPro batteries actually stacked. But it has a little secret to it, is that it comes with these stickers with this red skull and crossbones right there. So when you use up your battery and it's dead, you put it in here like this, and you can immediately reference and see red is dead, this one's alive, and then so, yeah. So this has, it's nice because I can just grab it out of there and I have all my batteries. I don't have to hound around, and it keeps it where I know what's alive and what's dead. But I also bought a second one because I actually use it for my Rode Wireless Go's in the field. It just keeps it, it just holds the little receivers for the Rode Wireless Go's, which honestly could be a video all on their own. It's not really landscape photography specific, but this is another really good idea if they do audio, make videos, the Rode Wireless Go's. So it's like a bonus one. But yeah, this little case fits those too. So I actually carry two of these in my field pouch at any given time if I'm going to make a video. All right, so the last little stocking stuffer is the Peak Design capture clip. Chances are this thing has been around long enough and is commonly enough known that the photographer in your life knows about it or has one, but just in case they don't, it's such a cool piece of equipment, like I have to talk about it. So basically how this works is you have this plate here, which actually doubles as a tripod plate. So it works with any Arca Swiss tripod, which is 99.9% of tripods out there. So this can go on any tripod, but it slides in here, and then this part actually clips onto the strap of your backpack or on your belt or a bunch of different places. So you can wear your camera on the outside of your backpack when you're hiking, you know, doing a variety of things, just walking around town sometimes, but hiking is the main way we use it. It's just so nice to have your camera quickly at hand, but also very easy. It's easy to get it off, but it's also very secure. I've used this, I've climbed mountains with cameras on this, and it has not failed me yet. So I really couldn't recommend a piece of equipment higher. This is like Hall of Fame camera equipment right here, is the Peak Design capture clip. Okay, so we're ready to go on to the enthusiast tier, or the kind of the mid tier of gifts that we're talking about here. And the first one that I'm going to talk about is the hoodie that I'm wearing. This is the Vormi High-E hoodie. And Vormi is a really cool company. They're actually based here in Colorado, but they're not just based here in Colorado. They actually make all of their stuff in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. So if you buy one of their hoodies, one of these hoodies, you know it's going to have been made in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. And they even source a lot of the wool that they use to make it. It's made out of merino wool. They actually source it from Colorado too. I don't think they do quite all of it, but a lot of it. So it's like fully Colorado hoodie that I have, which, and that all would be really cool. But it also turns out it's one of the best pieces of outdoor clothing I've used. It's very warm. It's very comfortable at the same time. It's extremely durable. And even though it's soft and feels like kind of a standard wool hoodie, it repels water like crazy. I was wearing it in the San Juans and it was kind of bouncing between rain and snow just this about a month ago. And it was bouncing between rain and snow, and the water was just pilling up on it like it was a soft shell jacket. So really, this hoodie is can't miss. And they can be hard to find. I'm gonna link to the Vormi website, but you could also Google around and look for them. So, obviously, because they make them all in Colorado, sometimes they're stock, sometimes there's not. So, but the Vormi High-E hoodie, they have tons of other stuff, but this is the piece that I recommend the most. Okay, so one more from this mid-tier, and that is the Valorette photography gloves. I'm not so much going to talk about this model because actually Valorette has just recently released new versions of all of their stuff, so which I don't have, but they just released new versions, and you should definitely go check those out on their website because they've made some pretty cool and significant improvements to them. But what I can show you is what makes these gloves special and photography specific is they're super warm, but you can peek your fingers out here so you can operate the buttons on the back of the camera and of course the good old shutter button. And they have little magnets here that keep the flaps down. Mine are kind of worn. As you can see, I've definitely used these hard. There's threads and stuff coming off of them. Maybe I should get one of those new pairs. But these things I really like them, and I really like some of the improvements that they've made. It looks like they fixed some of my issues with them in the new versions that you can check out. But overall, these are a great piece of photography equipment and will help your photographer keep their hands nice and toasty. All right, So we're at the pro tier. So we're gonna, these are gonna be the big hitters, the oh my gosh, I can't believe you got me these photography gifts. And the first one I'm gonna talk about is this long lens tripod head by Acrotech. This is, Acrotech's a US company. They machine and design their stuff. It's kind of a cottage company, not dissimilar from Vormi. I think they're a little bigger, but they make this really cool tripod head that has really actually made me like tripods again. This head it's just so well made. So basically it's designed for, it's called the long lens head. This version is the long lens version. They have one that's similar that's called the Pano version, which has a few different aspects to it, but they're pretty much the same mechanic, so to speak. But basically, this has made panorama photography so much easier for me. So try to explain why this tripod head is so cool. So normally it's ball heads is the standard tripod head that most people use. This one's different. It's actually designed for long lenses, and this whole plate on top, like you can kind of see how it would maybe do that. It actually rotates. So the long lens tripod foot slides right here, but because it can rotate, it means that you can use an L bracket. So that's one important thing on here, is that in order to really use this tripod head, you kind of need an L plate for your specific camera. But basically what that means is, I actually don't have one on my camera. I maybe should have put one on here, but you can put it on here, you can put it on like this, and then you can take panos. But it's just so easy to use. It's so much more precise than a ball head, I feel like. And it doesn't have the flop around because you can adjust this tension. It will still eventually flop, but because you can adjust the tension here, it's great for panoramas. That's the main way that I use it, although it's great for any type of landscape photography, but it does require a special feature on your tripod, which actually leads me to the next thing on my list, which is this Leofoto Ranger. And the specific model name is the 255 CEX. So that makes a lot of sense. Thanks, Leofoto. But also, actually, genuinely thanks, Leofoto. This tripod is so, I'm really happy about this tripod. Now, before I go any further, I should tell you that I have wrapped the legs with bicycle tape. It's actually carbon fiber, so the legs normally look more like that. But I've wrapped them with bicycle tape to make a better grip, and for cold weather, it's just kind of nicer to have the bicycle tape wrapping. Thanks Hudson Henry for that tip. So this Leofoto Ranger, it's this tiny little travel tripod. I will throw the weight up on the screen, but it's by itself, I think it's right at 2 pounds. It's so light for what it is, but it actually gets very tall. I'll show you in a clip here how tall it kind of gets up on me with a camera on it. And the best feature of all is it has this built-in leveling base. So a leveling base basically allows the tripod head to get level even if the ground isn't. So you can adjust it, get this perfectly level. You have that spirit level on the Acrotech head, and it just makes panoramas with a tripod so easy. And it's compact, lightweight. This setup has really it's actually upped my landscape photography game, because I will bring this tripod setup into situations where I would just not bring a tripod before. So yeah, the Leofoto Ranger 255 CEX, whatever, and then the Acrotech long lens head. Great combo. You will really help someone up their landscape photography game with this kit. Okay, last but not least is the big boy, the This is the Fstop Ulopa, and this is actually, I'm super excited, the 2021 version. I actually sold my old one to get this one because Fstop has made some improvements. I'm actually gonna make a whole video about this bag, so I'm not gonna get into all the improvements, but suffice to say, I feel like Fstop has finally got their camera game. I mean, I feel like Fstop has gotten the outdoor camera bag as probably as good as maybe they're gonna get. And I've used a lot of the outdoor camera bags over the years, and I keep coming back to Fstop for those times when I just need to haul a whole bunch of camera equipment into the field. I actually don't use camera specific bags all the time. If you know, for various types of hiking and climbing, I actually use an actual hiking and climbing bag and then put a camera insert in it. But you can't beat having a whole bunch of camera equipment on your back. It's easy access because it opens through you can get to it so easily through this back panel right here. But the best part of it is that it's super protective. It's actually a better coated fabric on the outside, which is super nice. It protects your equipment. You can carry a lot of your equipment, and it's something that you'd get for someone and they'd use it for years and years and years. So this is the Fstop Ulopa. They have a lot of different models over on Fstop. They have smaller, they have bigger. The Ulopa is 50 liters. There's the Ajna, which is 37 liters. There's the Shin, which is really big. I don't remember them all, but they've been in this industry a long time. They've been making great stuff. And I feel like they've gotten it up to the next tier of perfection with these new 2021 ones. So yeah, very excited about that. All right, if you have found this holiday gift guide for landscape photographers video helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps us out. And if you are interested in more camera landscape photography content, hit the subscribe button so that we can see you on the next adventure.